state of the insecurity now in Nigeria? What do you have to say?
Great. The insecurity in Nigeria today, let's go back, if you can go back to from 1998. The stability in Nigeria was so firm, and the economic drive and the activities was so okay. Nobody harasses anybody. Nigeria was so peaceful and calm, and the viability of the business activities of the general public was very okay. But until we find ourselves into the democratic setting and the era we are into now, and it's now becoming, the insecurity in Nigeria is not becoming a generational problem, and it need urgent attention and the critical and holistic approach for us to be able to curtail the menace, because the way it is going now, we may lose everything we have as a nation if we continue this way. So I have to start by Nigerians are demanding peaceful coexistence and security from the hand of our politicians, and politicians are responsible for the whole thing as it is now, because during the military era, no one molests anybody, nobody troubles anybody, and the state of the nation was so peaceful. So, and it has virtually affected every down thing we are doing in this country: the economy, the national integration, every down thing. We can remember since from 1991, 92, 93, Nigerians can move all over the states without anybody harassing or coming them with hard weapons. Then in those days, people are afraid of being attacked by wild animal or something, or accidents when traveling. But today, nobody talks about wild animal again. Nobody talks about being gotten involved in motor accidents. Rather, we're talking about kidnapping. We're talking about killings, gross killings. And how do we come to this point? We have to trace it back that, if I may say, as a person, because my view is my view. Whether anybody likes it, you can't take it away from me. The view I have is this: we have an orientational problem. That is the first one. The second one is poverty mentality, and I'm going to put it in a way you understand why I say poverty mentality. Because people found out that when engaging in such menace, so they have to employ governments to push money, to vote more money into. They have already formed it as a sector. So the investments that government is pushing in terms of funds to clamp down on the insecurity and all that are going into people's pockets. And now they are trying to privatize it and make it a whole lot of business. So the cabals and cartel are responsible for what is happening, because if you see, whenever those urchins are being caught, when you look at the people you see that are collecting the ransom, and the people that are getting the money of amnesty, so called, you find out that these people are not the one taking this money, because you can't be having such money and look very unkempt. So you find out that there are people behind the scene which we don't see. But if we are to be very truthful to ourselves in Nigeria, you see them advocating and agitating for them in the National Assembly and in the presidency. So the enemy that is eating us deep is within us. So Nigeria, nobody would let you know, or nobody would tell you that they are foreigners or the people. No, you shouldn't expect that. It is our people, politicians in quotes. So and it has come to a point where they have regrouped themselves in a way that any government that comes, They will do everything possible to destroy the government. The masses will be pointing, accusing fingers on the government. The government is not doing enough. The government is not doing that. Whereas most of the people doing it are within the government. So this security now is a nightmare. It's a thing every Nigerian has to wake up and see how we can put a stop to that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, you're talking about the kidnap rate now in Nigeria. Speaking of the fact that people can no longer travel, to do businesses, people can no longer leave their homes to travel for a particular thing. So now, how do you think this has affected the economy and affected people's businesses? Because of course, a lot of people that usually travel, from one place to another just to get their goods to sell in their shops can no longer travel.
Great. You see, when one evil come to a limelight and people adopt it as one of the normal thing, it begins another one.
Because nothing is being done.
No. Because nothing was being done at the previous. So another one has to come up. So now it has gotten to a point where people can regroup themselves and invent one, and all their points is how to get the money. So that's why I said that when you look at this, it's a rotational problem and poverty mentality, because people believe that they can only get the money by doing all what they can do. Are you getting it? And to fight and put end to this, government has to stand on its feet. With the help of the Nigerians, we, the youths, because I think more than 60 or 65% of the population in Nigeria, we are the people we are using. Because we are very gullible, we are very myopic. The orientation we have does not give us the mental strength to say no to what we found ourselves doing. And they took advantage of the poverty that had been ravaging the nation. Because if you look at what is happening today, the people they are using are the people who cannot say no to the peanut they are giving to them. So it has really virtually affected everything in Nigeria. And in short, they have segmented their evil to the point that the whole economy is going down on a daily basis. The situation we find ourselves in Nigeria today is not just man-made. It's not just happened. It's man-made. It's man-made. And we all contributed, we all Nigerians, both the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, even with the youths, all of us contributed in different points. And if I have a time, I'm going to show you we lodge our contribution into where we are today. And we have to swing, we the youth have to wake up. If you really want to deliver a good nation for the next generation and help the ruling government, any government that will come and meet this country in the situation where it is now will still get frustrated. It's not all about this guy is capable, he's educated. No, it's not that. The present government now, the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is ready to help the nation. But will the masses also ready to work with the president? Because I'm sorry to digress. Like this palliative to cushion the effects of the subsidy removal that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu introduced, and palliative was given to the states. I can tell you that 70% of the governors in Nigeria didn't share that palliative holistically. They didn't share it judiciously. They hold those foods and they refuse to share it, because if the provision had was meant for people who was shared judiciously, it was supposed to be shared. I bet you it was supposed to drag the food and the food price and inflation in the market. It's supposed to drag it down because it was a massive provision. Are you getting it? So for us to move forward as a nation, for us to be able to have our country back, we all have to be on deck, and governments have to have a committee or an agency who can work directly to the office of the Mr. President to checkmate all these things. If not, Nigeria, we can't get out of this.
All right, thank you very much. All right, before we go on the streets of Abuja, sir, what security measures do you advise one to adopt in this state of insecurity now in the country, so that at least you'll be able to caution one on where to go, how to go about it, and now these kidnappers now go to houses to take them from the land. So what security measures do you advise one to adopt as it stands?
Good. You see, it has come to a point, and I have to tell every Nigerian, without painting words or without favor or anything, we are like strangers in our own nation. We are like strangers in our own country. So why data is, you make all your dealings within the day, and once it's getting dark, make sure you do everything and retire whatever you have and go back to your houses. Even in your houses, make sure you lock up your gates, your burglaries, so that you don't fall victim. Because as it is now, we are battling so many things. But the police are not doing that, are also working greatly. But the medium for police to be able to get to the point where anyone is kidnapped or anybody is being attacked, it may get out of hand before they get to that. So I advise Nigerians, do all your dealings on daily activities, retire it quick and go back to your houses. While your houses, keep watch. So give information to relevant authorities, whatever thing you see or you hear or you know that is going to help the security structure to be able to get to whatever that may come as a challenge to the people. Pass that information. Is an obligation. Is a civic obligation we owe ourselves and the nation. So that is my advice on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go on the streets of Abuja to get the views of Abuja residents on the state of insecurity ravaging the state.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
More. We have not had it so bad. Well, during Buhari's time, it was hard, but we believe things that is Tinubu's coming will reduce the insecurity drastically, but instead of reducing, is going to another level that we cannot imagine. We are in the seat of power of Nigeria. This is Abuja, and if Abuja people are not safe, how do you talk about the communities in the villages? How do you talk about the state and the suburbs? The situation is disturbing, and the high time the government rise up to the occasion of defending, securing the citizens and their properties, that when we have a country. As of today, the country is being taken by bandits.
I would say it's government sponsored, because a place like FCT is not a village or a hamlet. This is where everything concerning Nigeria is centered. So if there is still insecurity in FCT, that means it is government sponsored. If not, tell me any form of insecurity that lasts for up to 24 hours. Haba. If the government is not responding so fast to this, it means they have a hand in it. Imagine kidnapping in FCT. Haba now. If the government really wants to work and prove itself free of this, how long has this been happening? And how long will it continue? Imagine in an estate, a well-known estate, kidnappers will come, shoot in the air, take whoever they want to take and get away with it. Imagine it. And police are patrolling all over. You have so many barracks in Abuja and nobody's doing anything about it. So me, I'm challenging the government to wake up. It's too bad. Imagine the US president have to warn its citizens. If you are coming to Nigeria, you should have a rethink. You should think twice. Is that how far and how bad Nigeria has become?
Insecurity is getting worse every day, and I think it's very fundamental for government to do something. If not, a time is going to come that people may not be able to travel again. So I think it's fundamental for something to be done urgently to curb the insecurity in Nigeria.
Welcome back from that break. All right, so I still have Comrade Augustine Ndubisi Owe, the National President, National Unity Project (NUP) here in the studio. All right, so with all what the Abuja residents have said concerning the level of insecurity ravaging the country at large, would you say the government is not doing enough?
Government is doing enough, and because the whole security architecture and platforms are always active. But while government is doing enough, we the citizens of Nigeria, we also need to cooperate and also give all our maximum support for them to be able to achieve that great success of safeguarding the citizens and our properties. Because just like now somebody is working for you and all the enablements, you need proper communication. It's a collective responsibility. It's an obligation we owe ourselves and the nation. You understand? So, and on that security issue, we also need more sensitization, more awareness, more programs. Nigeria as a nation is also suffering from reorientation. The orientation of background where we all come up, where we all come out in this nation, I'm sorry to use that word, have nothing to write home about, because we met the situation while our parents and our guardians we have are struggling to fix and put things together due to one challenges we might be facing from one generation to another. To be able, so coming to the point where we are now, we need the orientation, and that orientation has to come by organizing and taking moral messages to the primary school level, down to secondary school, down to the societal activities to help us, because that is what we can do to help ourselves. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So before we take our final take, sir, as the national president of NUP, sir, how has it been? Like, how have you been able to educate youth on the need to, be security conscious, or probably in any other aspects?
Thank you very much. You see, the born of these national unity projects is we have to trace it back to the point of the same challenges we are facing in Nigeria. Now, if the youth, because the youths are idle, and more of these youths doesn't have anything to do. Many of them are literate deficiency. Many of them are also they don't even know what to do. So why we come up with how to put a challenge and employ the youth to join us in this very national unity project is this: we have to start from scratch, because national unity project is a project which I saw, and me and my co-conveners, we came together and we found out that we have to employ the youth. The youth, because the youth have been accused, not they've been accused, the youth are not being that viable in societal activities, in organizational activities. But what you find them doing from one point, social media, causing harm and all that, because we need proper guiding. We need proper we need proper orientation, so that we learn from each other, whether we like it or not. Because the children in the primary school learn from each other, in secondary school to down to high institution, tertiary institution, and also societal activities. So now, if we can influence each other positively and guide them and see how we can engage them, because when you have a challenge, all your mind and your everything is on how to win your challenges, and that challenge has to be that you have to put a challenge before them, and while they are struggling to see how they can solve the problem, become useful in society. So we have taken it upon ourselves to engage in this national unity project, so that we'll be able to have the youths included in the political space and the general activities of the general public. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, before we close, what's your final take, sir?
Okay, my final take is that on all Nigerians, you see, for us to help the president of Nigeria to succeed, election have come and gone, And if you are in Nigeria, you want Nigeria to succeed, proper solution. Come into the space. If you cannot, you don't need to be on the seat of a president or the seat of a particular setting before you could give your contribution to the nation. You can give your contribution to the nation from wherever you are, So I am pleading with Nigerians, let us join hands and see how we can build this nation. You can only build the nation if we all do the good and also promote the good, peaceful coexistence, and also finding its way to relate with each other. We are all Nigerians. No government in the world can lead a divided people. And there's no government in the world that is one tribe. So Nigerian prosperity is in our hand, and our own, also a responsibility and obligation and tax we must have to win. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. You have said it all. You said Nigerian prosperity is in our hands, and for us to help the president and the country to succeed, we need to provide solution. We need to contribute to the development of the nation by doing what you feel you can to help. For example, the security structure, like you've said. If you have any solution and you feel that this will help the security agencies, what do you have to do? You just have to contribute your own quota, for the development of the nation, just to help the country and the president to succeed. And he said also that we should build a nation and we should come as one. When we are one, we can easily unite. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to the National President, National Unity Project, NUP, Comrade Augustine Ndubise Aware, for coming on Oweleke Business Time. It's good to have you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, and that's all we have for you today on Oweleke Business Time. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube at Oweleketv. Our website is www.oweleke.tv. I am Chiwendu Ostisiago. Do have a wonderful day and